Carl, should we rebrand? You know? Screw this whole movie podcast thing. Maybe get into lifestyle.
What would you call it? Two would watch this? Because we're two people.
Because two people listen to this. Get them. Please don't comment that on us any more social platforms. It really hurts our feelings.
Yeah. And advertisers will pull out.
Yeah.
Not that we have any, but
they would. They might
would.
pull in, pull out, you know?
We're this close to getting Nike. This close. As the listener, you can't tell how far apart my hands are. They're pretty far apart.
My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
And this is Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we are talking about Fast 5, which currently has a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 7.3 on IMDb, and a 3.4 on Letterboxd.
That's a pretty good score, Carl.
This is the best reviewed movie I think we've ever done.
I think so.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'd be like, oh no, what are we doing? But it's literally just like a bell curve. Like this series, it goes so low, so high, and then
then
just
low
goes
again.
So really, it's just a nice little break for us.
Oh, it is.
Fast 5, that's the title of this one officially. Dominic Toretto and his crew of street racers plan a massive heist to buy back their freedom while on the sights of a powerful Brazilian drug lord and a dangerous federal agent. What do you think the producers of this movie were doing when they were like, greenlight a fifth? They must have been like nuts, and they were like, triple the budget. Fuck it.
Oh, it is good on them.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's crazy. This is the same director and writer from Tokyo Drift and just the fourth one as well.
Yeah.
Because they must have just gone, you guys are doing fine. We'll leave you to your own accord.
Yeah.
But the shift to go, we're not a racing movie anymore. We're an action movie. Genius. Even though this probably involves the most cars we've seen in a movie. Like this has
car heavy.
This is
Who would knew?
Who
knew?
Like, we have an action movie, but it's about fucking cars.
Yeah.
They're robbing cars. They're robbing with cars. They're trying to rob a car. What's that? A train? Jokes. It's more cars.
We need a microchip. Where is it? It's in a car.
It's in a car.
It's in a car.
Where were you born? In a car, baby. Right in the trunk.
What's your name? Carl. Lil. Carl.
Car.
Oh my god. Is this?
Yours was better.
Mine was better.
Yeah.
Do I win?
No.
Okay. Well, fuck you. I tell you what we're doing though. We're
don't
doing
this.
the
I hate
fun.
that
We're
you-
doing the recap, Carl. Each week we are trying to recap the whole series. You said 90 seconds last week. Do you want to up that, or are you happy with your 90 seconds?
Well, I do believe it's your turn.
No, it's your turn.
I do believe it's
No,
your turn.
no. I just edited it. I just did it. It's your turn.
And I'll set the timer for
Don't
you.
you dare. We do this bit every single time. Dance around it. I will set a timer as well.
But
we can
I've
both
set a timer.
We both got timers on
We
our
can't
phones.
have two timers. Shall we both recap the movies over one another?
No. You're
I
being.
don't remember them all.
You're doing it.
It's been so long. Okay, give me a second to remember.
3, 2, 1, and go.
Brian is our undercover cop and he's looking to find Dominic Toretto. He's been stealing DVDs and VHSs and all of that crap. We get to the end of the movie. Brian decides to let Dominic go. We don't know why, really. It's just a big change in turn. The second one, it's Dominic's not coming back. It's all about Brian. He's in Florida. He's got his friend Tyrese Gibson. They're not trying to help a drug dealer. They're trying to infiltrate a drug dealer. That's right. This series is still about undercover cops.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, they try and launch a car onto a boat. That's so far the biggest set piece of the franchise. Third movie, where are we now? Tokyo. We meet the best character in the franchise so far, Han. We meet a 40-year-old man playing a balding high schooler. Together, they learn how to drift. Han is killed. At the end of the movie, it turns out that this balding man is able to defeat the Yakuza. We don't get to the fourth one. They're saying disregard the third one. That comes later. Han's still alive. There's lots of stuff going on. We think it's a direct, what's it called? It's directly linked to the first movie. The whole cast is returning. We're like, cool, let's have fun with this. Boom. Letty is killed. Dominic turns to solving crimes.
15 seconds.
They find that they're moving drugs from America out to Mexico. They kill him, and then Dominic goes to prison, and then Brian sets him free.
Bam, done. Oh, a minute 26. Pretty good. You missed a pivotal point of that summary. In the first one, there's a man named Vince. So, keep that in mind when we chat about this movie. Vince is a pivotal character, I guess.
This movie, this Fast Five, rewards us.
It did reward us. I was chuffed. I was sitting in my seat going, "That's Vince."
It felt like the Avengers.
It did.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, everyone's coming back.
Yeah.
Ludacris, Tyrese.
Crazy they saw the fourth one. Like, it has abysmal ratings. I mean, it's still fun,
Yeah.
but they're crazy. They were like, "I'll sign on. Fuck it."
I mean, I think what's interesting is it's like these aren't people that were getting asked to be in other movies, like in Hollywood. Like, what are you going to do? Turn down being in a $125 million movie?
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not. But I think this is crazy considering how upset the internet seems to get over things. This movie is so diverse. It's got lots of different cultures. It's completely set in Rio. All these types of different actors from different nations, and nobody bats an eye. Which I think just goes to show if you have like a really fun movie,
Go nuts, baby.
yeah, people will not care.
Yeah.
So because there was like I don't know, I had a lot of fun with this one. I get it.
It's fun. Here's
It
the
is.
thing.
It feels like it's an 80s action movie.
This is by far, and I'll say this on the podcast, maybe because we've just watched every week just the worst fucking films. We've gotten to this bad habit of pausing a film 40 minutes in, just walking around on your phone, and then going, "Oh,
taking
fuck."
a break.
This one flies past.
Oh my god,
This is a movie I could watch. What
a
a
romp,
yeah.
a genuine romp. Honestly, I'm so glad.
It's a nice little mid-break for this series because I can only assume it only goes downhill.
Do we get into it?
Let's get into it. Okay, we start off. Paul Walker and Mia instantly kill Dom by rolling his bus, killing him immediately. No seatbelt. Their bus rolls 40 times, blows up,
Oh my
and,
God.
and then Pert Daly from Parks and Rec
Right?
is like, everyone survived except there's one guy missing. It's freaking Dom.
This looked amazing. Did it not look
It's crazy.
crazy?
Because what do you think? Do you think they filmed it not back to back, but do you think they were like, well, we're here in the desert, might as well just roll the bus and get it for the next
Must
film?
have.
Yeah.
It's-
Crazy they saved that. They were like,
It's actually a great opening.
Yeah.
I don't even care about the logistics of that little car tipping a bus.
oh yeah, no.
I don't understand how that works.
Paul breaks back, it smacks the bus, his car's fine, and the bus just rolls over him. We're already in for a romp.
Oh, the fact that it just comes up with Fast Five and the F
Yeah.
is the F for both Five and Fast.
Oh,
Amazing.
It's economical. That's why it's a good film.
Economical. Huh?
Okay, Carl, where are we? We've been in Tokyo. We've been in LA. We've been in Miami. I remember the coke dealer was there. A lot of drug dealing with this franchise. I didn't realize it was crazy. The first ones were DVDs and not just drugs.
I know. What a simple time it was back
Yeah.
then. They weren't aware drugs were in LA.
Anyway, we're in Rio.
This movie shoots the fuck out of Rio.
They fucking love Rio.
How good do they make Rio look?
I
Stunning.
booked a plane immediately.
Oh, I immediately joined a gang in Rio. Signed up. You know
I
what?
went down to the Hellas and I went, sign me up, boys. I just saw Fast Five.
You know what came out the same year? I
What?
think Rio did.
Crazy. Rio, and then the Olympics happened. Man, big year for the big
Year.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel, Jesse Eisenberg,
Oh,
and the Olympics.
Jesse
Stop
Eisenberg
it.
is blue, and he's in Rio.
and he needs to mate.
Is that the plot of Rio? Yeah. They made two of those?
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg
He
just trying to
shoots
get this,
blanks the first time.
just a lot of bird porn.
It's all so much bird porn.
DreamWorks were like, was it Blue? What was that? Blue
Blue
Sky.
Sky,
That's
yeah.
why they went bankrupt. They didn't have enough bird cum in the in Spies in the
They're
Skies.
very horny. The
Yeah.
Ice Age movies are about that little guy trying to nut. This one's about a bird trying to come. The cinematography looks amazing in this.
Yeah. I feel
I
like we
have-
have fatigue. I feel like as a standard movie, maybe it's not that great, but just generally compared to look at this film franchise literally evolving.
Oh, I mean, but this movie cost $125 million.
Mm.
This is the same amount of money as I just saw Shazam 2.
Yeah.
So
You can see the money on the screen.
Oh.
They're like every car in Rio gets fucking destroyed.
absolutely, and so much of it's practical.
Yeah.
Literally, there's little bits of CGI that you can see.
I mean, normally
But
it's just like
it's
normally,
so
it's,
practical.
normally it's just a human getting blown up in a car. You're like, that's fine. I don't mind that. But every single car thing looks great.
Oh, it looks so good. Like even, it's just. I miss movies constantly looking like this.
Yeah.
Because it's a shame that then this franchise soon succumbs to turning to CGI.
Yeah.
When I was like, "Oh, dude, do your practical
Blow up a
stuff."
bunch of cars. Well, I'll go watch it, honestly. Come on.
If they do another like just 2-hour tight movie like this,
Yeah.
with some of the stupidest storytelling I've ever seen. It's such an 80s movie. I saw that it's like edited by the guy that did Face Off.
Great.
And I was like, that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
Face Off has great pacing
It
to
does.
it. And this movie has the best pacing of the franchise.
Because I was thinking, like, because this fourth one and the fifth one, they're pretty similar in like tone, I think, and everything like that. I was like, the fourth one really drags. This
Yeah.
one doesn't. I feel like I had about the same amount of stunts. I just don't know what changed.
I think it's the same amount of stunts, but this has more action.
Yeah.
It's like this the fight choreography, chase sequences on foot,
Yeah.
the scoping stuff out. This one also has. The last movie was a drag because no character smiled or had fun.
No.
All of these characters have been told they enjoy each other's company now.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes into this movie, I was like, oh, so Dom and Brian are friends. I still don't know how, but I buy it now.
Oh yeah, before at that fourth one, I'm pretty sure Dom was on a murderous rage, and Brian was on the side. This one's like, well, they're buddies, of course. They've always been buddies. No, they haven't. Since when?
They're like, hey, remember all the pranks we used to pull on each other in childhood? We've known each other so long. And you're just like, no, you haven't. He was undercover.
Now, big thing now. Vince is back. Remember Vince from the first one? I didn't. They kept calling him. We've not done this for 5 years. I'm like, well, I've seen the film. I should probably know. It's Vince. Remember the villain from the first one?
Oh.
Remember him?
He's good fun.
Yeah.
I watched this with a friend who I've been making watch all of them.
Yeah.
And they keep on being like, is it going to get good? When's
Yeah.
it going to get good? They immensely enjoyed this movie. They remembered Vince. They went, oh, it's Vince.
That's huge. It's a
Huge.
crazy payoff for
Right?
like, yeah.
They pay off everybody. It's a movie, it's a franchise where they never asked you to pay attention and then they rewarded you if you cared.
Yeah.
Who knew?
It's funny because like even in the first one they were referencing back to people like here's my friend. Now they've got like 4 movies of backstory they kind of can. It's like, well, Vince is back in Rio.
How'd he get there? What's he doing there? It's also crazy too because he looks at Brian and says, "You ruined my life. You're the reason I live in Rio." And Brian just says, me and you, we're pals now, huh?"
Anyway, we get before we can even put the baby down that Vince has just had with a woman. We get a train heist.
This train heist. Every sequence in this movie outdoes the previous
It
one.
does.
It's
I was like,
pretty
that bus is
exciting.
pretty funky. Fuck it, we got a train now.
Did they build a train?
I
How'd
think
they do this?
the thing where they jump the car into the train, that's real.
Yeah, it looked great.
Yeah.
Them hanging off of it was like real
Yeah.
while it moved. It looked so good. I remember this was like a big thing.
Mm.
I always thought this was the coolest thing is they drive up a car
Yeah.
to rob some cars from a train.
Yeah.
And it pulls them out, drops them onto the ground, they drive away. Cool.
I feel like the most like this podcast is gonna be just pretty cool because that's all this movie is. Because you can't. I mean, we'll go for the plot, but
who
but
cares?
most of the action scenes, cool.
Because I saw this when I was 14.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So
prime
isn't
age.
this perfect?
I'm surprised you don't own a car now.
I fucked one. Every exhaust I've seen, cock right into it. No joke. Right into the rear.
Of course, you gotta.
Got it.
I saw Fast Five when I was 14. What am I gonna do?
I'm an adrenaline junkie, but in a different way.
Yeah.
I really like Tatane. I also really like this sequence because we just saw Vin Diesel in the opening sequence when they break him free from the bus. And then they play it as a reveal that he's back.
It's a weird reveal. It is a very weird reveal because they're like, we saved Dom, and then a car pulls up that's Dom's car, and then on the train heist, they're like, there's a mysterious figure. It's like, that's Dom. That's a bald man. I can see him 1,000 miles away. Don't even try to bullshit us. Like, who is this mystery man?
I could sniff him.
In fairness, maybe they just saw Dwayne and Rock, Dwayne and like Vin walking around. Like maybe people will fall for it, like a Black Adam. Give him a hood. The heist goes very well, other than the fact that Paul and Dom drive a car off a cliff.
This fall is so comedically high. I don't even know if gorges come this high, but they would be splattered. They would hit the water and not even fall into it. They would just splatter into blood on the surface of the water.
The surface tension's so hard. Now, I was thinking that because I was like, well, actually, if a car breaks it, because then it breaks the water, I was like, well, actually, that's how it survive. Dom is so far away from the car splash. You can see the stunt double.
Dom starts diving.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to let this car beat me to the water.
I never lose a race. But they get away unscathed because that's Dom and Brian, baby.
This movie and this franchise continues to run on Roadrunner rules.
Yeah.
Which is no matter what happens to Wile E. Coyote, he lives on.
There's so many sequences because there's a sequence where like Dwayne's men have consequences to fucking over the cartel, and constantly Brian and Dom will walk in like we'll solve it. They're superheroes essentially.
There's frequently sequences where bullets are flying everywhere and they're in the middle just being like, you watched last night's episode of Succession?
Also, just heads up, when Succession does drop, that's all this podcast at the end's going to be a good 15 minutes review on each episode.
What do we think of what Kendall did? What do we think?
I can't even talk about it. I need to save it. Anyway, okay. So, what are we calling this? Is it the Brazilian Mafia? I don't really know what they're called. They're just sort of pissing off general gangs in various countries.
The police?
Yes.
I don't know.
But they hang them up on a torture. You know that torture room where they kind of torture people?
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit grim.
Yeah,
but,
it's a big hook.
Big hook.
They put you in chains over the top and they hang.
How do they escape? I don't know.
With ease.
Yeah.
So they're hanging there and you think this is going to be tough for them to get out of. Vin Diesel simply breaks the cuffs. He just forces them over and they kill everyone. It's fun seeing all of these characters now just kill people.
Yeah.
Because they were skirting around the issue of Brian not killing people because he's FBI or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, no.
He's a murderer.
He's dropped it. Constantly people, like, Dom will, like, swing, like, the police, like, Dwayne and everyone on his side. He's just, like, family. They're constantly like, oh, he's a good man. Why would we arrest him? Dom is killed. So is Brian. They kill a lot in this
Murder
film.
a lot of
Constantly,
people.
they're like, they're pretty good guys, though. They steal from the rich and keep it for themselves. They're murderers.
No, they're murderers.
Criminals.
They're
criminals.
flat out
They're
murderers.
bad criminals.
Having said that, now that Brian's a murderer, his character's way more interesting. This is the most I've liked Brian.
Oh, yeah.
How boring was Brian in the last movie?
Constantly, because he was like sort of doing that weird thing. He's like, am I with or without Dom? It's like 4 movies. You're with Dom. He's a Superman. He can't die. Stick with him.
Anyway, so they successfully steal that car.
Yes.
They get double crossed. Turns out this like cartel wanted the car. Something was in it. We don't know what.
Yeah.
But because of this train heist, they now know that this is where Dom, Mia, and Brian are,
Yes.
who are apparently the most wanted. Oh, actually, no. The DA people are killed on this train.
Yes.
And that means that they're framed for these murders.
Yes.
They take the fall for it. So The Rock has to fly in.
Yes.
This is the best The Rock has been in a movie in ages.
Man, I feel like we had such fatigue. We had like a month of watching all his like, not even his worst films, just kind of his big blockbuster films. He is nailing it. I don't know.
This is what shot him,
Yeah,
I feel like.
I think so, yeah.
And you get it.
Yeah.
You go, oh, his addition to this movie makes this
Yeah,
film.
and there's like, I'm keen to talk about the later ones because there's beef now. But in this one, I saw a bunch of like behind the scenes. They're friends.
Oh, they're
Dom got
loving
him
it.
on the thing. He's like, that Dwayne guy. We're kind of like the Steven Seagal of our time.
Oh, they knew exactly that it was the two of these guys versing each other.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're the ones that went, oh, we need to have a 5-minute fight in the middle of this movie.
Yeah.
To settle that internet conversation of who would win in a fight.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel versus The Rock. I think it's going to be hilarious to reflect on how The Rock acts in this movie to when you see Hobbs and Shaw.
It's gonna be
It
that.
is not the same character.
Because Dwayne's like this close to saying like a pretty heavy slur every single time he opens his
Oh,
mouth.
yeah.
He wants to call people filthy
does.
things.
This is Hobbs pre-Shaw.
Shaw already sorted him out.
So Shaw really...
You know his name's Luke? That threw me for a loop.
Is his name Luke
Luke
Hobbs?
Hobbs. Does Dwayne the Rock
That's the
Johnson...
worst name I've ever heard. Hobbs is kind of fun.
Hobbs is kind of fun.
Luke to precede it? Oh, no.
Anyway, he's so sweaty in this film. Do we think that's a character, like a makeup? Because no one else is sweaty, but just Dwayne is sweaty.
I think so.
It's a good. I like it. I hadn't
I
seen
loved
sweat
it.
in a film.
That's what I said when
Yeah.
I was watching it. You never see people get sweaty or dirty.
Yeah.
When you watch the old Indiana Jones movies now,
Yeah.
Harrison Ford's beaten the fuck up.
Steven Spielberg was cranking the heat. He's like, I want anyone on this set dripping, drenching.
But I would also say they carry through a lot of these sequences by ending on people really panting and out of
Yeah.
breath. Or they do like a really good job at making this slightly grittier, even though it's way more accessible now to a
Yeah.
mass audience. They've done really well. I can only give this movie compliments.
It's only got praise. And
It's
the
only got
only reason we're
praise.
doing it is because we're doing all 9.
All 9 of them. Anyway. So The Rock is now there. He's got his own team. He hires this random woman from Brazil. They don't even know how to enter her into the movie, so he just says, "Get her."
Yeah.
He says he likes her smile.
It's a different time. They were like, get the hot one. She'll do good on this team. Not
Now,
good.
do you know who this is?
I don't.
Okay.
Gal Gadot's sister?
It is Chris Hemsworth's wife.
Wow.
And she is intensely Australian.
Well, this series has a weird thing of getting Australian. Remember the third one was like, get the Australian to be the love interest. Remember that?
Oh,
guy?
yeah. They love Australia.
They do.
I had no idea that she was Australian or Chris Hemsworth's wife. She sold me on that accent. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't know her
I
in a
didn't
second.
know.
That's great.
Who was I? How was
Good
I
for
to
her.
know?
She's nailing it.
She's having fun. Anyway, she does nothing in this movie.
No, I mean, the only time she gets... Essentially, she's like... Dwayne and her, like, role in this film are pretty much like, we've got to hunt Dom. And their, like, sort of character arc is like... Well, why do we have to capture him? Maybe he's a good man. She gets turned immediately. Dom's like shields her from fire. He's like family in her ear, like a spell. And she's like,
Family.
yeah, she's like, oh fuck, maybe. I don't think these people would really switch that quickly.
She was like, "Oh shit, I'm in a daze." Whoa, oh,
Family, huh?
Oh, God, that was a little bit of a high.
He just blows
I've just-
PCP in her eye. Don't look after me.
The Rock is just looking at her. What just happened to you? She's like, I feel like I just had a
Your
yang.
pupils are huge. What's going on?
Whew.
Let's let him go. Why are we doing this?
Why are we fighting? Me and you should get on. Hobbs is a way better agent than Brian,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, I would say that, but then at the end, he lets him go.
I know.
Constantly, people are charmed by Dom. I don't know how. I guess in this one, he's got a bit
I don't
more
know. I
of
was pretty charmed by him, but this one, I would have let him go. I hated Dom every movie.
That's what I'm
this
saying.
one.
Brian was bad because in the first one, he was
Oh,
not.
he was awful. We hated
This
Dom.
one's a bit cheeky, you know? Fuck it.
Dominic smiles. He's just like, look at you. I let you win a race because my sister's pregnant. You're having the child. And I was like, oh, Dom, you little sweetheart, you.
So the chip they have in the car
Yeah.
is actually from the cartel. Now, the cartel had put a GPS chip that shows all their safe houses.
Yeah. The Rock's team searches this car for a day. They say there's simply nothing missing. The Rock goes up and hits one button and goes, there it is. You guys are idiots.
I thought he was being a bit cruel to his team. They are fucking morons. So you know what? Fair enough. They need to be put in
Absolutely.
line.
I'm surprised he's not happy when they all are murdered. He said, oh, thank God they're gone because they were holding me back. So they have this fantastic chase through all of the houses in Rio.
Yes.
It looks like Uncharted or something.
It does, doesn't it?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's all practical as well. They filmed like on location. Yeah, it's great. Like
Yeah.
they're just run. Like, I think it's stunning. And then we get the first interaction with Dom and Dwayne. They're fighting. They got fisticuffs.
They do have fisticuffs.
Yeah.
These two barge through windows just like Wreck-It Ralph or something like that.
Like Wreck-It. It's a weird thing because we've had 4 films, and this is the first. He's not really a villain because we get turns by the end. But my God, doesn't it feel fresh that
Oh, it
someone
does. It
can kill Dom?
I know. Somebody can actually take him down. There's a real threat to this movie. This is the first movie out of all of them with stakes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Who knew stakes made all the difference in a film?
Oh God, they were like, the cars will sell the film, and it kind of did for a bit, but they were like, God,
Not
anything
enough.
else?
So this is where they decide they've got the chip.
Yeah.
They know what it means, and that's that this chip has all of the routes that all the money's moving around town
Yeah.
in. Again, they're trying so hard and they're doing such a fun job at keeping cars integral.
It is a franchise that has outgrown the need for cars.
Oh, absolutely.
But they rope it in. I feel like this one's doing a good job of it. At one point, their plan is to rob the police station by driving cars through it.
yeah, just fast.
Yeah.
We'll just beat the cameras. That's
Don't drive the cars into the police station.
Nobody will see it coming if we put a car in the police station. So that's the concept they come up with, which is they're going to steal like $100 million.
Yeah.
This is where our team is assembled.
This is the worst fucking team assembling in the world. It's for some reason they're like everyone has to have a title for their role, just not bring back characters. So the first one's the chameleon. They've got Han. Can't speak a lick of Portuguese. He does not blend in.
But I will say Han's still the coolest character.
It's fun. He keeps eating stuff, and we're like,
He's doing a little Brad Pitt.
He's doing a little Brad Pitt. He's charming. He's oceaning us. Huh?
He is. Han's easily the best character in this franchise, and he's done nothing to earn that title.
No, not the slightest.
Not a single thing, and yet I just think he's cool.
Because the third one, it was nothing. The fourth one, I think he was there for a minute.
Yeah.
This one sells it.
Oh, it
He
does.
gets gal.
It's just him pulling chicks. That's it. And we go,
We're such
nice.
14-year-olds. Just man, that dude fucking sick. He has a big car and he's got girls. What else? What can't he do? We've got the fast talker, the Gibbs. Why do they give this role to the Gibbs? I like now they're kind of assessing. They're like, okay, what can you guys do as the actors? What can you do? And they're like, the Tyrese Gibson is a buffoon.
No, he is. But this is what we discussed was missing in the last movie is just any sort of levity.
100%.
So Tyrese just comes into scenes and is just probably just went to the director. Can I just rattle stuff off?
Yeah.
And he went, sure. And they just cut together what sort of worked.
Yeah.
So great.
Wonderful. We've got the hacker.
Yeah,
Ludicrous.
This makes no sense. They do so much fun stuff through this movie where Ludacris looks at a vault and he goes, that's a 12.8. It's probably got about 11 kilos of steel right through the middle of that.
There's a line, because they're all looking like, how does he know this? And here's a line, he's like, you didn't know me before my time. We've seen you before your time.
We have.
He was 20 in the first film.
The knowledge was in his hair.
That's why he cut it down. He absorbed all the knowledge.
It went.
Oh, I'm a safecracker now.
They keep doing this though, which is essentially you don't want to know.
Yeah.
They do this all the time. Hey, you've got this random new skill. Where'd you get that from? You don't want to know.
We've seen them at the highlights of their life over 4 films. How did he sneak off to be a safecracker? He was just planning events in the second one. I don't get it.
I think he just didn't he just like commentate over them? He was just a commentator.
He was just, yeah, and he worked at a car shop. No clue. We've got I don't know how you'd call this a title, the Wall Smashers? You know, Leo and Santos.
Yeah, my friend that remembered Vince went, who are they? I said, they were at the beginning of the last movie. He said, no idea.
They're kind of I don't know, the Casey Affleck and the other guy from Hawaii Five-0 of the Oceans film. They're kind of that role. Take that as you will.
Yeah, which means they don't get a lot to do, but they sort of need extra hands. When the screenwriter was like trying to pull off his little twist at the end, he went, we do need 2 extra hands.
Get the guys in the fourth. We've got Utility Girl. That's just Gal.
Well, this made no sense. She doesn't do anything. In this
She
movie.
was just the big mafia leader's biddy.
They might as well just said the hot one.
Yeah.
Because all she does is go, you need a handprint? Ugh, I'll get your fingers. And just goes and seduces a man in a heartbeat. That's her contribution. Is she just gets a man to grab her ass. Man, how much better have women roles in movies gotten?
This was pretty early. I mean, I feel like this one, it definitely has, like, most scenes start with, like, zooming in on her ass and then going, right, let's go to our characters. I saw the behind the scenes. It's grim. They've got this massive jib and they're going in. They're like, all right, go girls, and then walk across, zoom on their ass, and then into Paul. It's just like, it's so...
Who's like a... Oh, man, it is a really hot Sunday night in Rio. I'm going to hop in my bikini and dance on a car.
These car meetups are strange, aren't they?
Aren't they illegal? Why are there so many people there?
These
They're
guys
the
don't care about
hotspot.
crime. When Dom's around, he's like, the cops don't matter. And
The cops cannot touch me. That's what Dom says.
I also love this. Finally, for their team, Dom and Brian both look at each other and go, well, we need 2 really cool drivers who would never fucking get caught, and pretty much high-five each other like, that's fucking us, baby.
I know.
It's us. We didn't even.
So egotistical. They also go, oh, Mia, you're still here? You can be the eye in the sky.
Oh, it's crazy they killed off Letty, but Mia's just, she must be chuffed. Just like, I've been in every film.
Man, the plot points Letty gets later. My God.
I'm so excited.
Did you watch the after credit scene?
I didn't know. We'll come back to it. Anyway, they robbed the first safe house because they know what the GPS
They
is.
burn the money.
They burn the money. The chip is now
Did you
worthless.
have
They're
any
like,
idea what they were doing? I didn't.
I didn't.
I was confused for a little.
Yeah,
And they explained it.
they did explain
And
it.
you go, film.
It's a lot of the film, they do something insane and then explain it. You go, of course. But if you go back and watch the scene, it looks like they didn't know what they were doing either. Anyway, the plan is to get the big mafia boss, Raya?
Yeah, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yes. They get all the money into one convenient place because he's like scared the safe house is going to be hit. Where does he store the money?
In a police station.
Oh no. How the hell are these boys and girls going to break that out?
Great concept for like an action movie
Yeah.
heist. I thought.
I think so. Yeah, 100%.
What a fun complication
Yeah,
for them to have
because
to
it
get
makes
through.
sense. The mafia like kind of runs the police, but the police still have to sort of be police.
Yeah. So this is how they start infiltrating the police station.
Yeah.
Tyrese Gibson, the talker, brings in a box. And thus is his role.
He was like, I got 10 million for dropping off a box and driving a garbage van. And quite frankly, he almost failed the first mission.
He nearly doesn't get the first thing
Because he
done.
uses Paul's FBI badge, and the guy goes, "It says you're Caucasian." He's like, "That's a tan, man," and he plays it off like, all I need to do is get in the box." No, I think he almost failed the entire mission.
I think so. I also wouldn't have been surprised if after they put the box in next to the safe for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Would have been hilarious if Han just contorted out of the box. Just like in Oceans. Just
We got Han. I guess we could just use him. He is the small man from the
he's
circus.
the chameleon. Like, a lizard.
Fit into tight spots,
Yeah.
That's what lizards are famous for.
Just unravels and slithers. Just
You know they call me Han, right? I lost my hands, my snake.
they find the safe.
Yes.
So the way to infiltrate is they get the two wall wreckers.
Wall breakers.
Wall breakers?
That's their role.
Sure, to put a pipe bomb
Yeah.
in their plumbing and
Yeah.
then go in and pretend to be plumbers.
Yes.
There is a man sitting on this bathroom, sitting on this toilet, butt cheeks wide open.
Oh yeah.
He's taking a poop.
Yeah.
The water comes out of all of the other toilets at such a velocity, you expect this man's guts to be in his head.
He's getting a poop enema essentially.
Oh.
He is clean. He's not clean inside and out, but he's definitely full of things.
It was, to think about, disgusting. He should not only be dead, but there are other people's
You'd hope he's dead.
feces
You'd hope
up
he's
in him.
dead.
I am convinced he died later. And they would have gone, I wonder what killed him. And they would have cut open his stomach and sewage would have fallen out of it. They would have gone,
It was so compacted as well. Oh my god. Anyway, they drill an entire hole in the wall.
How was this covert?
I don't know.
Was nobody onto this?
Because then they're like, they click their hands and go, well, we've done. They leave a massive hole in the police station. Put a poster up or something.
But I think it smelt so bad in there, they assumed nobody would ever go in again.
No, they were like, well, that man died by on the toilet. We just left him there. He ain't coming out.
If I was a mafia boss, I would have thought this situation was so disgusting, I would have had the money moved anyway.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're smelling up the money. It's already got that money smell. Now there's shit everywhere.
So their plan is they're going to steal this big vault.
Mm-hmm.
Things go wrong.
Immediately.
The Rock is onto them.
Yes.
So on the day that they are going to perform the heist, The Rock comes in, tries to arrest them.
Yeah.
A few of them have already left. We got an amazing showdown.
Yeah.
What do you think of this fight between Vin Diesel and The Rock?
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I feel like we haven't had... I feel like Paul has beaten up people before. But normally it's just like to him, like to end a conversation. He didn't have like a funny line, so he just beats the shit out of somebody. He's like, well, I won that conversation.
Just beats the shit out of someone weaker than him.
Yeah.
Just he meets people with polio and just ruins them.
Kicks their cane and steps on their teeth. Now, yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun. They're taken away and then they are ambushed by the
Yes.
mafia. This with these RPGs and stuff, I thought was really fun. I remember thinking that this was a great scene when I was 14 because Call of Duty was at such a high.
Oh yeah,
Then?
this feels so cool.
Feels like Call of Duty, doesn't it?
Which one was first? 2009. I guess it was the same year. Rio was really having a big moment.
They were having a
That's why they
big
got the
moment.
Olympics.
I thought that this was really funny because The Rock's whole team
yeah,
all goes down. The
Perish.
Rock's laying there. He watches them all die.
yeah.
He's about to be killed, but is saved by Vin Diesel and Brian.
Yeah.
How do we know that Vin Diesel and Brian didn't kill these other people?
Oh, I'm not convinced.
How
at
do we
all.
know they didn't just kill his crew?
I just think Dwayne is in like such shock that he's like, whatever saved me, I'll follow you. Quite frankly, I think they're dead because of Vin Diesel.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
know. He switches sides like that because one, he's like, I kind of got that they were like, let them go. They didn't kill the DEA agents. The fact that Dwayne and I think it's Eleanor, his
Yeah.
like partner in crime, are like, not only are we gonna let the criminals go, which is completely against our like job description, we're also gonna team up and help them steal the money.
My favorite thing is this turn.
Yeah.
Because once they make this turn, you realize all their planning and the fact that there were 10 of them were unimportant the entire time. And all they had to do was have a heavy car, barge a wall, and drive the safe out.
Because they're like, fuck it, we'll do it the big way. What was the sneaky way? Because they had a car zooming through like a tight office and swerving to avoid a
they
camera.
stole police cars.
Yeah.
And nobody cared.
No one cared. They do a little race with them.
Yeah, they do. And actually, I thought that race was the best race in any of the movies.
Yeah. Because Tyrese has his little sirens on. It's a bit of fun.
This is him. Wee-oo, wee-oo.
Also, Brian and Mia are pregnant.
Oh yeah, we know this because Mia touches a child and finds the child so gross she has to throw up,
Yeah.
and that's when we find out she didn't throw up because the child was disgusting.
Morning sickness, baby. It's
morning
very
sickness.
clever. It's
Yeah.
fun as well. 'Cause remember in the fourth one, just before Vin and Thing go to Mexico, Paul steps inside and fucks Mia's brains out.
It's probably when he did it.
Probably when he did it.
Probably when he did it.
Yeah.
If I recall, it's probably about the same point in that movie as when Jesse Eisenberg's Bird does that to Anne Hathaway's Bird
yeah,
in Rio.
exactly.
Just completely deflowers that.
That little
that-
parrot.
I don't know.
Fucks are good though.
So
a great
good.
scene.
Feathers everywhere.
It's crazy that blue.
Wings and thighs are laid bare. Beaks so touched and filthy. God. Do we put on Rio?
Do we put some bird porn on? We're pretty much that close to it.
Do we watch Rio 2 right now? I reckon will.i.am's got some sick beats to show us.
Crazy that Will and Will I Am. Wait, no, I thought I was talking about Willis. Don't worry.
Willow Smith
Yes.
or the show Willow. Season 2's been cancelled.
Yeah, no, their plan. I don't.
They could have done it with 4 people.
Yeah,
They could have had 25 million each.
they could have done it with one essentially. Just, I mean, well, Mia's the eyes in the sky, so you kind of need that because she's like, turn left, and there's a bunch of cop cars to the right.
How did she even know?
I don't know.
What was she looking
I don't
at?
know because
I've hacked into a satellite. Wasn't Ludacris the hacker? You don't want to know.
back in my day,
Back in my day, before I made sandwiches at mechanic stores, I got really into drones.
I love coding. That's kind of my secret passion on the side.
I'm called the keyboard assassin. This car sequence.
Fuck with the safe in the back.
This is, in my opinion, a top 10 car sequence.
Oh,
in film.
100%. It's so fun because it like you sort of go, this is silly, and then they like drive an actual like cube of metal over 18 cars. You're like, well, they're committed, and that's all that matters.
Oh, so many people would have died.
I counted them.
don't care.
I counted them. 18 people. One guy gets decapitated. All cops. Dom's a criminal.
But the cops were filthy. That's
They
how they get
were.
away with it. They go, Mia, with her eyes in the sky. All the corrupt cops in the city are chasing you.
Everyone else is at off duty. You're fine. They kill so many cops.
There's not a single good cop in this city. Take that, Rio.
It's great. I mean-
Civilians should be dead as well.
Oh, there's
they
so
should
many-
be sliced in half from that
Oh,
road.
exactly. Just the shaking alone, and just
I
but
don't
it's
even,
great.
I don't even know how you begin to film this sequence.
No, I don't either.
This looked so good.
What do we think? Because a lot of the like sort of close-ups of car getting crushed, it seemed real.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got a cue. I don't know.
Because sometimes you're like, okay, so that's safe as CG.
Yeah.
Other times though, they've obviously just put like a giant fake cube,
Yeah.
like probably
Behind the car.
a fake one at the back of the car for them to play with.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
It does.
It's high octane. The friend I watched it with said we should pause this and go back and watch one sequence from the first movie.
Oh, there's like one scene where I remember in like the first, they drive over the hills of like LA, and
Yeah.
that's kind of the scene.
That's the thrill.
That
Got a little bit of air.
in this one, they're just casually getting air to get around.
Oh.
We need to get from A to B scene. They're like, well, I guess we'll do a cool
The
jump.
scene where the Hobbs, pretty sure,
Yeah.
has them held captive and is bouncing over all the
Great
hills.
stuff. I was like, we're in a chase right now. This is just us moving.
This is just them going, there's a pulse to
Yeah.
sequences now. There's a rush to what needs to be done. This is fantastic.
Do you have any highlights of the cube car thing?
My highlight is at the end of this sequence.
Yeah.
What about you?
I liked when they both. It's quite fun when they both have the two cars. They're driving and there's a bunch of cop cars in front. They just go
Yeah.
left and right. It's kind of like The Incredibles when he's just like running and he just stops.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool, of course. We're holding a massive cube. We're fine.
Yeah, there's a sequence, I think, with the motorbikes
Yeah.
that I thought was really good in the middle of this.
Yeah.
This is such a good sequence. And this is what so many action movies lack now. I think Mission Impossible is really good at it. I think movies back in 2000s and less are really good at it. But these set pieces had a 3-act structure to them.
Yeah.
It's from the train sequence earlier. Brian's on the train, he's off the train, he's on the side of the train, the gas is going to blow up, he needs to get off of his side, he's back on the train, they then both need to jump off the train, oh, everything's fine, no, there's a cliff. It just keeps one-upping itself
Yeah.
within
100%.
the set piece.
Yeah.
This is a really good example of that. When we get to the end and Dominic's like, this is always the plan.
Oh yeah, they're what it. Okay, we'll do it quickly. So the twist is, and there's a fucking twist because it's a goddamn
Did you
heist
see
film.
it coming?
I feel like I'd seen this scene before.
Yeah, okay.
But it's cheeky. But then throughout the whole thing, they're like crying over the phone. They're like, "This isn't the plan, Dom. Was it the plan all along for him to do this?"
Maybe if people were listening, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think the twist makes any sense. It's a stupid twist. It's not even clever.
What, them hiding the
The fact
money?
that we had a second safe.
Well, they did. They bought that other safe.
Oh yeah, how'd they get that safe? You don't want to
wanna
know.
know. Back in my
off.
days of safe buying, I was a purchaser of safes.
It's funny they had Ludacris be like, I know everything there is about safes, but Han is the one that's like, oh, I can source one anywhere. Why wouldn't you? be
You
the
don't
one
want
that
to
can
know,
source them?
baby. You don't fucking want to know. It's great plot, like just glue. That just like back in my old life, we've seen their old lives. We've seen where they've come from. They didn't have this qualification.
The sequence though of Dominic driving back at the police,
Yes,
awesome.
great.
So good.
So
and
good.
just killing people by swerving
Oh,
with the
exactly.
safe.
I count. This was where I was counting. I was like, they've killed a few, and I was like tallying up. One of them gets decapitated.
Yeah.
It's great.
Others fall right into that water
Yeah.
in their car.
The cars proper like fly
Yeah.
off them, though, don't they?
It looks great.
Yeah.
What bridge did they do this on?
I don't know. It must be like a popular bridge. We're not
Yeah.
we're not location scouts, okay, baby. We're just goddamn podcasters. We're just seeing what you're seeing.
It's crazy what a good location will do for a film.
Mm.
Because the last movie was all set in LA, and this has all been set in a single city. And it feels so much bigger than LA, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
feels
doesn't it?
huge.
100%. Because they literally drive through the whole thing. Though we
Yeah.
need all of it. We've got
Yeah.
a big cube. We've got it.
Look how big that cube is. You tell me we can't drive through all of it. Oh. They steal how much money?
$100 million.
Do we not think this would destabilize the economy? That's a huge amount of money to lose.
I feel like it's destabilizing the mafia because it seems like this mafia has been like funding the entire like
Wouldn't it do a crime vacuum though? So all the money's
That's what I'm saying.
gone,
Yes,
and
no,
the
yeah.
heads are gone.
No, 100%.
So
Because like their whole thing, like the mafia guys, like the reason why this works and why no one fucks with me is because I pay to like fund schools and like villages and living and stuff. And I kind of thought, oh well, Dom and stuff are like branded themselves as the Robin Hoods. No, they take all the money. So not only is there now
they
a crime
take from the rich and give to themselves.
yeah, there's not only is there like a massive vacuum of power. There's also no money as well.
There's no money, and some of them waste the money. They
Minutes
blatantly
in,
waste the money.
minutes in. What's it
So
called?
quickly.
The two buffoons are like, well, we'll put 10 million on black, 10 million on red, and the movie's like, which one won?
It was green.
It was
they
green.
saw see it hovering over green. Their faces were like they were like, oh, which way did it go? Well, their faces aren't happy. We know it landed on green. Tyrese spends all of his money on a single car for it to be the number one in the Western Hemisphere. Ludacris has one too.
He has one too.
And 2 women to accompany it.
Here's fun. Before we get to the money, Dwayne lets them go. He finds out about the safe. He's like, you guys got 24 hours, but you kids have fun, okay?
We'll be friends in the next one. Don't
Yeah.
you worry. Get out of here. Then he opens and sees all that money's gone.
Yeah.
Smiles.
He does. He's just like...
It's actually a really good moment where he remembers memories he didn't encounter.
yeah, because... He's like, they did use that garbage truck.
That's right, they did have a second safe.
Oh god, Gal Gadot and Han. There's like in the last one, they were a bit like, what do we do as a Tokyo thing? They've gone, fuck it, we're never going to Tokyo.
Never go to Tokyo. Hey, I thought you said you wanted to go to Tokyo. We'll get there when we get there. Okay, stop fucking asking about it, Gal.
Does Gal return for these? I feel. Oh, you've got a coy face on.
We'll see what
Is she the
happens.
villain? Dominic. Also, real quickly, because we're pretty much finished. Vince has a kid, and he names his kid Nico, and he's like, "Hey Dom, I named it after you, Dominic."
Oh. Dominico.
This was such a stretch.
Big stretch.
I thought it's literally like, "Hey, I named my kid Carl after Oscar." Like it's a stretch.
I think
Vince
it
is
was
dead, by the way.
One of those, yeah, Vince died. But it was one of those things where Vince says while dying, "Oh, we have not been in touch, and things haven't been going well for us. I'm gonna make up a lie so you care that I'm about to die. My son's name's Brad, but it's actually named after you, Dominique Brad."
Yeah, you bald fuck. Bald Brad, it's about the same.
Why didn't they get the Why didn't their heist need a balding 18-year-old from Tokyo?
I don't...
Why'd they get Han and not... Oh, they hadn't met him yet.
That's true. I guess they
I
were like,
forget
if we
that.
have Han, and he's also just an infinite, so he's probably like 11 and still
Yeah.
balding.
Do we think that guy was just hanging by the phone? That actor just being like, "Oh, I heard in the 5th one, everybody's coming back."
Do you imagine he saw the 5th one and then when Han went, "We'll get to Tokyo," and we get to Tokyo, he's like, "Guys, you need to get to Tokyo pretty fucking stat. The rent's
Took out
due."
a second home loan. Get to Tokyo, Han. So you did not watch the end credit
I
sequence?
did not watch the end credit sequence.
Big cameo.
Huge.
Eva Mendes is back.
Oh my god, from the second one?
From the second one, the one that used to have sex with Brian. She walks into Hobbs pre-shore
Yeah.
and goes, "Do you believe in ghosts?" Puts down a file on the desk, turns the file over. It's a picture of Letty.
Huge.
Says she's been
I've
running.
I've got chills.
Says she's been running rampant with a group of criminals in London. and he goes, "Looks like we're heading to London." Cut to black.
Jesus Christ.
Big clap. Big clap.
That's huge.
What are your thoughts on that? Does that make you excited for the next one?
It does. It does. What can I say? Because quite frankly, I mean, we haven't really touched on it. The women in these franchises have not been given much.
They have not been well written in the slightest.
Well, because like Eleanor, like is pretty much on the beach with Dwayne. She's like,
she gave up her life and forgot about her dead husband to get some of that Vin Diesel dick.
She's like, "Oh, you got $10 million? I guess I'll be a criminal now."
Did I ever explain to you how shallow I am?
Yeah, no, it's not good. So I feel like Letty's got the only... Like, Mia really has been given nothing.
She's the eye in the sky. What are you on about? She is the eye in the sky.
Constantly, they're like, when they need a driver, she can drive.
She's really good.
But she cannot drive if it's a big heist. We got Ludacris on the line.
Sorry, Mia, you would have been great in this mission. But have you ever heard of the role The Eye? It sits somewhere up in that little sky. Yeah, the friend that I was watching, because I watched all of them with them.
Yeah.
And when I said we're now up to the good one, he said, "I absolutely do not want to watch another Fast and Furious movie."
I'm getting... Like, this has been, I think for us, mentally, I'm like, great. We've watched a really nice series. The fact this goes on for enough, what we've just watched,
We're not even halfway through.
We're not even halfway
There's
through.
11. We're on 5.
it's a nice break because it's enjoyable, it's fun,
Yeah.
but my god,
They only get longer as well. But he not only really enjoyed this, but when that end sticker of Letty still being alive, he went, "They've got me. I'd watch a 6th."
after this you're like, honestly though, it's just gonna hurt me. I feel like the 6th one's still pretty good. 7th has got like the whole, sentimental reason, and then they just go dog shit. I'm keen.
I would actually say this is probably one of the best blockbusters
Yeah.
in, like, I don't know, when was this? 2000. This is probably one of the best blockbusters in the 2010s. Genuinely, I think it's that good.
And it's crazy it came off the 5th one. Like
It's crazy they got their stride on the. How many franchises get 5 attempts?
Yeah.
To work out if they're good.
Puss in Boots did it.
Did it in 2.
Yeah.
That second one, they just went,
But at least like
Humpty
Shrek,
Dumpty was
Shrek
in the
had
way.
like 1, 2, and they were like, we had a couple of stumbles. But this one kind of is. First one, kind of loved. Second one, Third one, You're doing it again? Don't be ridiculous. Holy shit, a cube in Rio? I'm in. Sign on for 5 more.
Oscar, who would watch Fast 5?
Everybody should watch it. That's right. No, we've watched all these now. You can watch this one standalone.
You can. I think they do a
Easily.
good job at going.
I think so.
This is the first one I had ever watched when I saw it in a cinema when I
Yeah.
was 14, and I loved it.
It's great. This is the first time I've watched it. Loads of fun.
Yeah.
It's like, this really isn't a podcast movie. It's just a lot of fun. It's probably a pretty high. It's a cheeky one because, like, if you analyze it, there are many issues.
Oh, it's stupid. But
But they're starting to jump into, like, we know this is a little bit cheeky.
Yeah.
So it's just quite fun.
the charm, it's a shame the next one gets far more slick. Sleek or slick?
Slick, yeah.
Slick. It just gets more shiny.
Yeah.
This one has like a little bit of handheld, a little bit of violence, a little bit more.
A bit grungy,
Yeah,
yeah.
that sweat and stuff like that, it's all really good. And I feel like this next one is that turn and trajectory towards more cartoon.
Yeah.
This is easily sitting at the top of the pyramid of these movies at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
I would urge this to anybody that simply wants to watch a Fast and Furious movie.
yeah,
The
100%.
only one you need to watch.
No,
you can
100.
never need to watch them again.
I don't think so. You get this, tick done.
Yeah, huge. So, yeah, I think it's for everyone.
Yeah.
If you simply do not like action movies, no, it's not for you. But this movie found an audience pretty fast.
Yeah.
Like
And
this.
spawned a franchise off a 5th one.
Crazy. The last one I think made under 400 million, and this made near 600.
Wow, it's huge.
So it's just big leap.
Yeah.
So
Crazy also people went out and saw a 5th of a movie as well.
yeah,
Like, that's nuts.
they do a really good job at going. You don't need to have seen any of the
No,
others.
no, you don't.
So, but that must have just been like good word of mouth, right?
It must have been, yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So surely it would have opened less than because the last one did so terribly. That it must have been like, nah, guys, it fucking slaps. Go check it out. Carl, what was your little palate cleanser?
I finished HBO's The Rehearsal.
Oh my god, fuck yeah. I was literally about to do a rewatch of it. What do you think?
So I think it's one of the best things ever committed to television.
Yes.
Now, having said that, I thought it was 10 episodes long.
Oh no.
It's 6. So the finality of the 6th episode
Didn't hit you?
didn't click for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm keen to see where this goes. But that was the ending.
Yeah.
I can understand why it's a good ending for the show.
Yeah.
But when I watched it,
That's upsetting.
thinking there was
That is
another
upsetting.
4 episodes to go,
Yeah.
that it really threw me.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of the best episodes of the show anyway.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain it or recommend it. It's simply unlike anything.
I think exactly. It is like monumental in this terms of just like one, how to do would you call it? It's not a prank show. It's essentially like what a documentary is, but like
it's a reality show, I guess.
it's kind of, yeah. It's sort of this like scripted reality show that's showing you behind the curtains with I fucking love Nathan Fielder. It's just like some of those like, so each episode, you can't explain it. I just want to talk about it though. What do you think? I absolutely love's the wrong word, because some episodes genuinely make me like shocked.
It's
with
a
horror.
really odd feeling, and that's why I think it's hard to recommend. It is a definitively very funny show. It's also quite sad,
Yeah.
and very uncomfortable. So it's a real mix of emotion.
I'd
to
say
try and get
it's a
through.
dark comedy in the sense that like there's comedy, but then there's also probably the darkest moments of some people's lives on screen.
Yeah.
That one with the like inheritance on the third episode
Yeah.
absolutely crushed me. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe that they would go to that lengths. It's emotional torture for most of it, but with some of the greatest pieces of comedy. It's such absolutely love. Can't wait for a second season.
The third episode, which is Nathan's acting school,
Yes.
is I think the height of the series.
Yeah.
And that ends on such a bleak note.
Yeah.
And I almost thought it was a mean note to end it on, considering one of the characters that has to deal with what they're seeing explains at the beginning of the episode that she's very addicted to drugs.
Yeah. It's such a... Because you go away feeling quite gross with yourself, I
Yeah.
think.
What was he expecting to happen?
I don't know how they make the show. I would love to know the process. It seems as though like they start with a sort of idea, and like a documentary, they just see it unfold.
Yeah.
And then sort of go back, edit it, quickly make it again, and just keep following the story, which is an absolute feat of its own to make something
Absolutely.
tangible.
Because the finale relies on an outcome I assume they didn't see coming,
No.
but feels so meticulously planned,
Yeah.
almost. I don't know where the lines blur. Because is Nathan Fielder playing a character?
He is putting on a character. I've listened to a podcast of like him and the girl from Euphoria, which is a great listen. But anyway, he's like, it's sort of like similar to like Borat. Like he will go into that sort of persona
Yeah.
and then sort of take a bit of time to get out. Because I think what you're doing, I think mentally you have to block out one, the situation you're in, because sometimes it's absolutely ludicrous, and two,
Yeah.
funny. So for him to keep a straight face and also then commit to carrying in some of the actions he does,
Yeah.
it's nuts.
Because, I mean, my favorite thing he ever does is just when he hears an awful opinion and goes, "Oh, really?
Okay,
Okay.
that's good.
Oh, okay."
It's, I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
It's such an impressive team.
Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Carl, we're continuing this train car, if you will, because it's about car. Fast and Furious 6.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
we'll keep on doing
The
it.
only one that is naturally titled.
Yeah, they
and
were like,
Furious
they
6.
nailed it. We were like, we nailed that last one. Let's nail this title,
Let's
and
never
then
do it
they
again.
get it never again. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.